So now Krishna says how this both Prakriti and Jiva they combine. Even though the Jiva is conscious and Prakriti is matter, but they both combine and we have this whole universe. So how this both Prakriti and this Purusha, that is Jiva, they combine together. Prakritim Purusham chaiva viddhim manadi ubhau api vikarascha gunamschaiva viddhi prakriti sambhavan कार्य कारण कर्तृत्वे हेतु प्रकृति उच्यते पुरुष सुख दुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतु उच्यते पुरुष प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्त प्रकृतिजान् गुणाः कारणं गुणसङ्गस्य सदसत् योनि जन्मसु. This is very important shlokas. How we get this body? Even though the soul is pure, the soul is spiritual, but we have different varieties of body in this world. How this body is attained? So Krishna here explains in these 3 shlokas that he is the one who causes this body and he combines both this Prakriti and Purusha. Both and Prakriti and both, without this Prakriti and Purusha, there is no origin. So this body, senses, happiness and distress, all this arise from Prakriti, not from Jiva. Whatever we see in this world, this body, the senses, the happiness and distress that we experience through this body, this all are arising from Prakriti, not from Purusha, not from the Jiva. So Prakriti is said to be the instrumental cause by producing the bodies and senses. Jiva is the predominant cause because he is the ultimate enjoyer of both this happiness and distress in this body. Because he likes, Prakriti produces. So Prakriti is just an agent to produce things. Why producing the body? Because we want to enjoy. So Lord orders the Prakriti and Prakriti produces different kinds of body and we get this body and we try to enjoy with this body. So what Jiva is doing, Purusha Prakritisto hi bhunter prakritijan gunaha karanam gunasangasya sadasat yoni janmashu. Krishna gives very clear understanding that we are Jivas, we are all trying to exploit this Prakriti. So Jiva is identifying with this body and because of this he experiences happiness and distress. From this body, various kinds of gunas, because of various kinds of gunas, he takes up different kinds of body. So if I give you a very good example, you can understand that we have a very good child, very loving child. Father loves a child very much. Because of too much pampering, the child gets spoiled sometimes. You spare the rod and then spoil the cat, like that. You give too much pamper and then child gets spoiled. Similarly, Lord is pampering us too much. So what happened? The Jivatma, it's spoiled. So what happened now? Because this Jivatma, this child, now he wants to take up some different kinds of dresses. He wants to put some different kinds of dresses. When he is in a very peaceful mood, he wears like a cow. He becomes like a cow. When he is little bit disturbed, like a cranky mood, then he likes to wear like a tiger and different kinds of dresses. We can see all this thing in our child's behavior itself. When child is very peaceful, it sits very happily, very peacefully. It's talking to us very nicely. But when the child goes cranky, just making noise here and there, then we see this completely different nature. And sometimes it becomes lazy, then it takes up different dresses, or it just stays there. So what this child is doing, it is taking different kinds of dresses. Like in a fancy dress competition, we put various kinds of dresses. Similarly, this Atma, forgetting about the father and father's relationship, it is going on taking different kinds of dresses. It is wearing, one time it is wearing a demigod's dress, one time it is wearing Asura's dress, one time it is wearing human dress, one time it is wearing cows, one time it is becoming like a bird, one time it is becoming like a worm in the stool. So he is wearing different kinds of dresses according to the mood that he has. There are 3 kinds of gunas: sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. So in one dress, like for example, you say you wear, you become like a tiger. So when you have this tiger's dress, then you start behaving in a various different way. So because of that, he has attachment for another dress. Okay, I want to become like this. Then he wears next dress because the tiger is chasing after some bird. So bird flies away. Then now tiger is thinking, okay, maybe if I become bird, I'll become more powerful. So from tiger becomes bird. And then when it is a bird, then it is thinking about elephant. Okay, if I become an elephant, I will become more happy, I will become more stronger. Then it becomes like an elephant. So in this way, the child is enjoying different kinds of body. It keeps on enjoying various kinds of body. In this enjoyment, what happens? It forgets about his father. It forgets about the relationship with his father. It forgets about his own identification itself and goes on wearing new dress. So what father is doing? He's a very rich person and a very loving person also. So what he does, he has a big cloth shop. What he does, he's ordering his servants, okay, bring this dress, okay, bring that dress, bring this, bring that. So the servant is bringing and giving various dress to the child. The child is wearing various dress according to the gunas. Once, if it is free from all these three gunas, at once, when the child looks at the father, understand, oh my God, what I'm doing, and just looks how many dresses I'm wearing and how much time I have wasted, why I'm doing like this. So once when it realizes his relationship with father and the uselessness of all these dresses, then immediately it gives up this and goes to father. So this is how the soul and Paramatma, they are connected. So Paramatma, his Lord, he is very rich. He is Sarveshwara. He is the owner of everything. And he has everything in his command. Satya Sankalpa. Just by thinking, he can do anything. So we are cranky children. So we wanted to enjoy in this world. We wanted to do so many crazy things. Lord creates us different world and he provides us everything. So according to our guna, according to our three modes of material nature, we change different kinds of body. So when you understand, yes, I am not this dresses, I am different from these dresses. Sometimes we get involved too much when we see things like in our childhood, we remember when we see this Bruce Lee movies, Kung Fu movies, then we come out, we also start behaving like Bruce Lee. We make knives, we make sound, we become so involved in this world, in this kind of movies. So that's what Prakriti is doing. Prakriti is just like a movie. So what is movie? When you go to a movie theater, what happens first? First of all the windows, all the doors are closed. Complete darkness. When you are in darkness, then you can get involved. In the middle of movie, if somebody opens, for example, if somebody opens little screen, then everybody starts out, hey, close that window, close the door, close the window. Why? Because when you're in ignorance, then you feel bliss. When you come to light, then you cannot enjoy actually. So you close everything, and then this in the screen, something they are projecting, just light. Actually, the person doesn't exist, just light is getting projected. And we have so many different forms are coming here and there. So many different kinds of relationships, so many different kinds of expressions are shown, so many different kinds of feelings are provoked. What you do, you just see, you get involved with it. And then you start crying, you start laughing, you start getting different kinds of expressions. Why? Because you get involved, you identify yourself with that character. But a third person, he comes and he sees you. Why are you crying like this? It has nothing to do with you. Then he can understand that this is not us, this is something which is happening automatically. So similarly, when we understand this, that I have nothing to do with this world, and this world, it is just happening according to Lord's direction. So what I have to do, whatever is happening, my goal is to reach him. So I should do this endeavor to reach him. That's it. If he understands this, then he's already liberated. So that's what here Krishna says, that when you understand this thing, that the supreme in this body as Paramatma, so what he is doing, upadrishta anumantacha, Bharata Bhokta Maheshwaraha Paramatmeti Chapyukto Dehesmin Purushah Paraha. That this in this Jivatma is taking different kinds of body, but Paramatma is also coming along with us. What he is doing is Upadrashta Anumantacha. He's just watching us and he's allowing us. Like I said about this rich father. What he's doing, he's not involved in anything, but he's just simply watching. Okay, you want to have this dress? Okay, okay, give this dress. Okay, you want to wear this dress? Okay, take this dress. He's just sitting, Upadrashta, Anumanta. His Anumanta means he's allowing us. Okay, wear this. Okay, wear this. He's witnessing and he permits and supports the Jiva. Bharta. Bharta means actually Bharta means husband, and here Lord is our husband. So what he's doing is allowing us, he's supporting us, and Bharta Acha, and also what he said, Maheshwaraha, he is the ruler of Jiva. He's like a wife or a very interested wife goes for purchasing some silk saree. So she goes on taking this saree, that saree, this saree. Husband is just simply sitting and watching. Okay, you want to take this? Okay, take this. Okay, do this, do this. And then at one point of time, when she gets frustrated, okay, enough of this saree. I'm already hungry. I'm already tired. Let's go. Then he takes with you. Similarly, the Lord is our Bharta. He's just he's enjoying actually. He's not sorry because everything is under his control. Anytime he can just close the shop because it's his shop. What happens? He can just close shop, he can take you out of it. So he's enjoying actually. So that's why the Lord's creation, maintenance, and destruction is actually enjoyment for the Lord. He's not suffering to do this. So it's like a Leela for him. So Lord is doing this. When one knows this Paramatma and Prakriti along with this Guna, that's what it said. Yayam vedi purusham prakritim cha gunaihi saha sarvata vartamanopi na bhuyo bunje abhijayate. So when you understand this, that Paramatma is watching us, and this Prakriti, because of Prakriti Guna, I'm changing variant kinds of body, and I have nothing to do with this Prakriti or with this Gunas. When Jiva understands this, then he doesn't take birth again. Even though he may undergo various sorts of circumstances, but still he's already considered as liberated. Like a boy, he's already made a makeup. He has put his makeup on, he has different dress, but he realized, yes, he is my father, I have to go back to him. He may have this makeup, but it takes time for him to remove this makeup. But he's already connected with the father. He's already ready. He's already planning to go to the father. He has already decided to go to his father because he has realized his relationship with his father. So this, what to say, this makeup, it's a temporary. He has to remove this. Until he is removing this makeup, he's in this makeup. He's removing slowly. Similarly, even though you are staying in this world with this body, when you realize your relationship with the Lord and you have decided that yes, I need to go to that Lord, then you're already liberated. So that's why Jnana Yoga, that's called Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means understanding, and already when you are in that situation, that is called Jnana Yoga. So when you understand Paramatma, so for this Paramatma Tattva is very important, because this Jiva Tattva can get liberation only because of this Paramatma Jnana. When there is no knowledge about Paramatma, where this Jivatma will go? Okay, I know there is Prakriti and I am different from this body. Then what is my Gati? What is my next step? He doesn't know. So what he will do? He will keep on enjoying. Thus, if the boy, he doesn't have any other option to go, if he doesn't have father, he will stay in that shop, he will keep on doing the same thing again and again because he doesn't have any other thing. But when you understand, yes, I have father, I have to go back to him, then you can get out of this world.